Jesus Disciples Seminary.
Revelation. Section 5. Revelation chapter 7.
Teacher. Bob Reed.
Now, chapter 7, which is the third one here, now takes you a little deeper into it. And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, the Spirit of God. Four corners simply meaning the total wind of the earth, or the Spirit of God, that the wind or spirit should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree, on any tree. And here's your mankind again. Right? So the Spirit has stopped moving. This is the same thing in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, when the angel stands out, 1 foot in land, 1 in sea, raises his hands and pronounces judgments coming. It's another place when we see the angel foot on earth, on sea, he proclaims that time is no more. It's the same thing in 1 Thessalonians 4, where we have the voice of the archangel and the trump of God. The end has come. That's all it's talking about. I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Well, they're not hurting earth and sea. The judgment is on mankind. So you have to realize after a while, when we get over a little further, we'll see a beast rise out of the sea. That's out of people, the midst of people. Another one rises out of the midst of the earth. That's people. Trees, again, are people. Don't hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, which is all people, until we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Those will be parts of the sea and earth and tree they won't hurt, till we get them sealed. God seals them in the forehead. Long before the number 666 comes up, which is spiritual, we've got a spiritual sealing in the forehead. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. This is the totality now from here to here. The totality is 144 and 4,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now we already know we're the tribes from all the rest of the New Testament. We are the 12 tribes. If we're in the kingdom, we're ruling and reigning over that. We already know we're the true Jews. We already know we're kings and priests. We already know we're ruling and reigning. So we know we're the 144,000. Now when we get over to another place here, which would be chapter 9, I think, verse 16, we seal 144,000 virgins, but it's the same 144,000. This is how you know that the whole thing is interlaced, because many of the same terms are used one way or another to match. And when we're through, I'll show you how all of these 7 breakdowns are all interrelated to each other. We can prove that this is connected to this. We can prove this is connected to another, and we'll interlace it, so we'll prove to you by matching that every one of these are the same 7 periods, just told in a different view, like 4 nations here, and an image, 4 of them are beasts, then it comes back again with 2 of the beasts fighting. We can prove to you those are all the same 7 times in Daniel. So it is the same here. We have so much interlocking proof to show you that it's the same period from the cross to the end.
Is this 144 and 4,000, is that an open-ended number?
No. The 1,000 is, yes, on the end, but that's a good question. No, you simply have your 12 tribes types from the Old Testament times the 12, it's a multiplication of souls of the New, which is 144. And then your word 1,000, when it appears, of course, means an endless amount or undetermined amount. It's like the 1,000-year reign when we get over to it in Revelation chapter 20, verses 1 through 6. Well, the 1,000 is nothing more than this whole age. It's just an endless, undetermined amount of time. So the 144,000 is not, as we get into here, verse 5, of the tribes of Judah, see, 12,000. This is all symbolic, because we are the tribes, we are the Jews, we are the nation, we are the people, see. So the 144,000 comes by a multiplication of multiples of people, plus the thousands, an endless amount or undetermined amount of number. It's like God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, but the 1,000, you look it up, doesn't mean just 1,000 hills. It's a figure of speech. Now you need to go through verse 5 and underline all of these 12 names. Just if you got a different color pencil than black, Underline Judah, Reuben, Gad right there in verse 5, Asher. Go right down through verse 8, underline all 12 of them, and you'll find out that Ephraim and Dan are both missing. It's not the same list as the Old Testament. And you'll find Joseph is in here, and Benjamin is in here, and Levi is in here. And you'll find Manasseh, who's not in the Old Testament. He's listed over here, see. So that's a whole different thing, but it's a spiritual thing that he's trying to show you, because Joseph never had a tribe, but he was a type of Christ. And so this is just a spiritual, allegorical listing here, giving you 12 names of men that did appear back there, but it's a different 12 tribes than what you have. And these appear in the names of the foundation as well. It's not the original 12 tribes back over there. Verse 9, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and before the Lamb, see, clothed now, they are dressed in something, white robes, righteousness of God, and they have palms in their hands, peace. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. It's always the throne of God and the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the thrones on their faces, and worshipped God, saying, Amen. Blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, and saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? This is one the elders is asking John. What are these people arrayed in white robes? Where did they come from? John said, Sir, you know. What are you asking me for? You know. And then he said to me, Yes, these are they which came out of great tribulation. Not the great tribulation. See, people throw that in there and want to make that 7 years at the end. From here to here, dear friends, is... But the great tribulation is a term applied to the entire church age from here to here. Regardless of whenever you appear, you will be a part of the church's great tribulation. And you will always suffer tribulation. All the New Testament writers teach this, you see. This is the great tribulation. This is the millennium. Right here. This is the whole ball game right here. This is the ruling and reigning here, you see. This is the whole ball game right here. This is the age of apostasy through the whole thing. Although there is great apostasy coming at the end. There may be more tribulation at the end, but the great tribulation doesn't belong in a period of 7 years. The 7 years belonged over here to Christ. So you kill all of that when you get Daniel 9 in the right place. You take it away from some fictitious Antichrist and give it to the reality of Jesus and what he was doing. So great tribulation isn't some period to look for down here. It is what we might have anywhere in the world at any time. Now, we don't experience as much tribulation here as a saint would in China or Russia. So it's different over there. But they're still part of the church body. Yes, Joe?
One thing that helped me was when I read that the word tribulation was found 45 times in the New Testament. And I think the word is something like one-third or something like that. And 30-some of those times refer to the saints, the tribulation that they would go through.
Right. And there's tribulation. We showed you a couple of them today where it is on the ungodly. Of course, that's there. But the great tribulation is spoken of for us is the whole church age, and any time you appear in it, we're a part of that church body at that age. If I die, I'm no longer a part of it down here on earth, but some other person is being saved the same day. He becomes a part of it, and that is part of the tribulation right here. Okie dokie. These are they which come out of great tribulation. They have washed their robes, which were filthy before, and made them white or clean or pure now in the blood of the Lamb, not in his spirit or fighting Satan down in hell. Therefore are they before the throne of God, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth upon the throne shall dwell among them, Christ. And they shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light upon them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them in the living fountains of waters, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And this then goes into the judgment here as it was describing it, and takes you into what eternity would be. Now, it doesn't give you all the details, any of these views doesn't describe every time all the details. Each one of them contributes to you a different picture of the same age, and you have to look at them just like the 7 fat cattle and the 7 lean, and then the fat ears of corn and the 7 bad years of it. They were this way, but you looked at them here as the same story. And so when we get through and keep adding these on, you'll look at the whole picture 7 different times in completeness and see what it's all about.
Search Jesus Disciples Seminary at Amazon.com for a companion textbook to these videos.